Hi, I'm Abe Peck, Editor-at-Large for Inside Unmanned Systems, and we're here with Kanwar Singh from Skyline Nav AI, and we're going to talk about Pathfinder, which takes a little different approach to navigation. So why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely, Abe, and thank you for the opportunity to be here and be interviewed for this segment of your show. If we think about the issues with how we navigate right now, we are primarily reliant on satellites, the Global Positioning System, GPS. And there's many different issues with GPS. I come from Boston, Massachusetts, and if you've been to Boston, you've seen there's a lot of tunnels and highway systems which make the GPS very confused. So when you pull out your Google Maps, Apple Maps, it's always recalculating, or you see a big blue circle as opposed to a tiny dot. That's what we struggle with on a daily basis with GPS in urban areas, mountainous regions. There's also the issue around solar flares taking out our GPS constellation and can totally fry it. And most importantly and more recently, we've noticed what happens when an adversarial country or a group of people end up jamming GPS. There have been instances of GPS jamming in the United States. There was this infamous incident of a trucker who did not want his employer tracking him in Newark. And so he parked his truck outside Newark Airport and he turned on his jammer, and suddenly the entire GPS for the region stopped working. There was an investigation, he was arrested, and it was actually disrupted a lot of flights. More recently...
What else is doing Newark?
I do feel bad for Newark.
Oh, sure.
It's a great city.
I just flown through there, me too.
Now, if you think about what's happening in Ukraine, Russia knows that it cannot take on US-supplied munitions and drones, and so they've been very effective at jamming GPS. So as a result, a lot of the drones and aircraft have been struggling in that region. And a few months ago, there was actually a plane crash that happened, and one of the causes of that was GPS jamming by Russia. There was a passenger commercial plane that crashed as a result of the GPS jamming. So this is a very serious issue, and we at Skyline Nav AI are on a mission to fix it. And we have a product called Pathfinder, which, as you mentioned, is totally different, because instead of calling a satellite to tell you where you are, it is using a camera and scanning what's around you to give you a location. So you and I can pull out a cell phone, take a picture, and we can tell you where you are. Or if you're driving a car with cameras, it can tell you where you are based on that. Or if you have drones and aircraft, it can take pictures and geolocate it with no external connectivity required to either satellites, Wi-Fi, or cellular network.
And how is it mounted on a vehicle?
Yeah. So we are working directly right now with passenger car companies and commercial providers of cars and trucks and commercial fleets. So the onboard camera essentially will take in all the images and geolocate you based on that.
Oh, okay. And so it's a ground technology.
It's a ground and aerial.
Oh, it is, and in the air would work similarly, but in the three-dimensional space.
That's correct. So the downward-facing camera or a forward-facing camera on a drone and aircraft can continuously take in images, and we compare that with pre-downloaded satellite data sets.
Oh, okay.
And then we're doing the matching to give you a location. And in areas where the match is not possible because perhaps you're flying over open areas or bodies of water, well, that's when we temporarily rely on an inertial measurement unit, IMU.
Okay.
And so Pathfinder is smart enough and intelligent enough to know when the camera is useful as the primary source of navigation, and if it's not useful, then it switches back to IMU temporarily.
And if we were talking, say, a year or two from now, what would be an advancement that you'd like to do?
Absolutely. So we are building some new computer vision models that allow our capability to work at even more different terrain types in different lighting and weather conditions, and also at different altitudes when you think about drones and aircraft. I'm really pleased to share, and this is the first time we're going public with this news.
I hope you don't get in trouble.
We recently received a large award from the Air Force, United States Air Force, and I'm pleased to share that that award continues to allow us to collaborate and deploy our software at scale across the Department of the Air Force and the U.S. Department of Defense.
Great. And let's just pivot for a final question. What do you hope to get out of Exponential?
Yeah. Well, I've been at Exponential for over a day, and we have already met several potential clients and existing clients. The potential clients are very eager to use our software and do deals with us. I love the fact that this is a fantastic opportunity for folks to come together and network, and we have these unplanned meetings that often lead to some great business opportunities. On a personal note, at Skyline Nav AI, we're also a finalist for the Vanguard Innovation
Our
Award.
very own Vanguard Awards. Great.
That's right. And so I'm very excited for the showcase tomorrow and the ceremony. And
All right.
regardless of whether we win or not, it's just quite an honor for a company like ours
And,
to be a finalist.
well, we're happy to have you in the mix.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for coming by the booth.
Thank you so much, Abe. I
Okay, take care,
appreciate it.
Kanwar.
All right.
Right.
Bye-bye.